AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs taking on the NFC champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. It's finally time for the main event here in 2025. Away we go in Super Bowl 59.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude. And you know, I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to. And he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before. Find out how they handled winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things. And then trust your gut, make your best decision, and put it all out there and give your team their best chance to win.
He was a 1,000-yard receiver during the regular season, and that's his first catch of the Super Bowl, and he picks up the first down. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown.
And they'll work this down inside the 30. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy. But they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
Back to throw now on first down. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. This will be caught by Brown.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far in the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense, because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
A chance for the first score of this Super Bowl. Here's 1st and goal. They'll run the jet sweep with Brown. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Scrimmage once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Running straight ahead is Jacobs, and the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. The 2nd down play not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. T.J. Hockenson from 4 yards out. And the Eagles are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter, that's when the knockout occurs.
It becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
5 yards remain on 2nd down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack for Mahomes and company.
He'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36.
Nick Bolton there on the tackle. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Got a man, it's Brown. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
And we are back. Biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, and both teams ready for the start of the second quarter.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Brown. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 38-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 38. They'll drop the throw.
Looks again for T.J. Hockenson, and he's got him again. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback?
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. Back to the running game with Jacobs.
Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
2nd and 4. Touchdown, Eagles! From 4 yards out.
And the Eagles continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
With complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. And they can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
You always think about picking up the 1st down, but in this case, they were thinking about something bigger. They were thinking about the home run shot and took it downfield. Unable to connect, but admire the effort.
The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. Fielded at the 43. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And now the rookie's free. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. 48 yards. And the Eagles are feeling good as they extend their lead in the Super Bowl. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 21-0. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away.
here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive.
Throwing again on second down. Mahomes. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big third down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A very solid gain of 27.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Mahomes firing complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Now it's Mahomes again.
On the slant, he's got Hardman. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Mahomes now to throw. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. 2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl. So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. From the left hash, this from 46. Butker's kick here is good, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. 1 play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the Chiefs showing a dime look as they defend this third down.
They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up.
And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now on fourth down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on her. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes.
This pass complete to McLaurin going across the middle.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up second down. To throw, it's Mahomes. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Now here's Mahomes.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them at the end zone as the first half winds down.
To throw again on second down. Mahomes. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
And the Chiefs are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Mahomes going to throw. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Terry McLaurin as the first half is winding down.
And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Until that late score here in the second quarter, they only had the field goal, so that's just big to see that football get into the end zone.
Yeah, when you look at the scoreboard now, nothing seems out of reach. They've been outplayed in the first half, but when the clock hits zeros as they head into the half, you know what I do as head coach? I tell my team to sprint to the locker room to show that we've got the momentum and show that we're right back in this game.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This fielded right at the goal line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. So it's halftime here on sports' grandest stage in the Super Bowl. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And right now, their chances of hoisting that Lombardi trophy not looking too great, but perhaps that long halftime, maybe it did them a world of good.
But if there's ever a chance to regroup, it's in this game, right? Because you do have that long halftime, a chance to really assess things and maybe make some changes and true adjustments. They've played great all year long. That was the worst first half of the season for them. They're hoping to put it behind them and come out punching here in the second half.
Mahomes now on first down. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's second down.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
Yeah, they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe because you go through your accounting on each and every defensive snap. Who's got who, what defense you're in. That was totally a blown coverage.
Second down and 7.
And with a play clock at 3, we'll get a signal and a timeout on the whistle. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Looking to throw again on second down. Mahomes. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over first and 10.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
right? Yeah, he said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
He's up to the 20, and he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done. A big play there on the catch and run, and it'll give him a fresh set of downs.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode Really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Fires the quick slant. A.J. Brown's got it.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50.
It's another first down. I'm going to be a gain of 21 yards.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage. Got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride. He was able to run free after the catch.
Jacobs going to try the middle. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. This is caught. It's Brown. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 27-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice game.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd.
And they visited the end zone frequently in this one, and obviously they wanted another one. But give credit to the defense there. They may not make the comeback, but pride showed. Good sack on that play.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Now they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. Jacobs is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances. So they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. Back to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. And I do believe this is going to wind up a safety. It is. It's a safety. How about that for a wacky play?
That's exactly what they were aiming for defensively. A huge early play that cuts off any opposing momentum at the knees. As soon as that snap was made, they were flying to the ball and through the line. Great call from the coaching staff and even better execution.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half. Second down, Jacobs once more.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
54 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow. And he didn't on that play.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Now back to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
It's running. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Three quarters gone by. Don't leave your seats now, folks. The fourth and final quarter of the Super Bowl is up next.
You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And it's incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Flush to his right. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. So on now the field goal team for Philadelphia. From the right hash, this from 33. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So all things considered, that's not the final nail, but it does make things exceedingly difficult now on the other side.
Yeah, because obviously now with a 16-point game, the other guys don't need just 2 touchdowns. They need a couple of 2-point conversions as well. Plus they'll need either a turnover or an onside kick in there somewhere. So you're just adding to the list of things that need to happen in sequence. And it's going to be a pretty tall order this late in the game.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive 1st and 10.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else, ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's Mahomes to throw. Throw right side, going to be caught by Hardman. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Now Mahomes. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
Finding room at midfield.
Look at the big fella go. And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 49 yards.
With that down and distance, no real surprise they decided to throw the ball. But I think where the surprise kicked in, the result. Short pass downfield. That ball got taken for a nice journey to turn into a big play.
And again, it's Mahomes. Middle. And oh, he coughed it up. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. It's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Throwing now is Mahomes. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the 1st down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. Now Mahomes got to have this one. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to have it here just past the 25.
Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here and maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
And they have been the better of the 2 sides to this point with a 2-score lead, 4th quarter of this Super Bowl, and the Lombardi Trophy within reach as they start this drive 1st and 10.
They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. This one, he stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. That's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. 64 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
But not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning.
On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. They've got his man complete.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
A big play there for KC. 43 yards. On 1st down, Mahomes to Valdez-Scantling over the middle. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Mahomes firing complete, and he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Well, they knew a lot of steps had to happen here. They got step 1, the touchdown. You need a 2-point conversion here, don't you?
You do, and as you continue to look ahead, if they're able to get that, somehow get the ball back and get another score, they have to go for 2 again. That's why teams are practicing multiple 2-point plays.
We saw that Super Bowl 51 with the Patriots getting a pair of big 2-point conversions.
And now remember, all touchdowns are reviewed, and in a tight game like this, they're going to take a good long look at it.
So the touchdown was big. This almost equally big as they'll try to get it to a one-score game with a two-point conversion. And they will get back to within one score as he is into the end zone, and the lead's cut to 8 here in the fourth. So here we go. They'll need the recovery, obviously, then a touchdown and a two-point conversion to tie. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So here we go. They'll need the recovery, obviously, then a touchdown and a two-point conversion to tie. And the Eagles dodge a bullet. They cover it up. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They'll run right here with Jacobs. And some room to work. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Josh Jacobs. 44 yards.
And the Eagles are starting to pull away in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, here in the late stages of the fourth quarter as they try to put this one away.
And, Brandon, when they watch the film after this week, they'll be very proud of every rep if they close this game out. Just a few snaps remaining. They can't relax just yet.
The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time. Now, Charles, remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about it.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Darius Slay with a pick.
And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. And we knew this was going to be a tall order anyway, down 2 scores with this little time remaining. But that interception puts an end to any hopes that they had.
All right, partner, work with me here because obviously scoring a touchdown, getting the onside kick, then going down, scoring again. Well, that's asking a lot, isn't it? And that's really not a great expectation to begin with. I think they'll look back on this game and see what got them in this spot in the first place and say to themselves, we really gave this game away.
The Eagles in the victory formation as they take a knee. And the Lombardi Trophy will rest in the city of brotherly love. The Philadelphia Eagles are the Super Bowl champs. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the